Welcome to this explainer. Let's take a slow, deep breath in and out. Today, we're taking a gentle dive into the deep, often unseen currents of psychological manipulation, the gaslighting effect. You know, right beneath the calm surface of our everyday interactions, there are sometimes these hidden undertows. And if we aren't careful, they can silently pull us away from our own reality.
Okay, let's dive right into this. If you've ever felt like you're just drowning in self-doubt, struggling to catch your breath in a sea of confusion, consider this quote your lifeline. When someone makes you doubt your own memory and judgment, the problem isn't with you. That feeling of sinking, it's actually a sign you're being pulled under by someone else. It's absolutely not a failure of your own ability to swim.
The term gaslighting effect actually comes from a classic 1944 film called Gaslight. It describes a kind of manipulation that acts like a gentle knife, quietly eroding a person's self-perception and trapping them in self-doubt. In the very beginning, the water around you feels completely still and warm. You don't even notice the gentle pull of the tide. But quietly, steadily, you're unknowingly pulled out into these murky, disorienting waters of memory distortion, where suddenly nothing feels solid anymore.
Section 1. The murky depths, the operating logic of gaslighting.
The real danger here is kind of like the slow, entirely unnoticed buildup of deep ocean pressure. A gaslighter doesn't just strike all at once. Instead, through long-term, repeated psychological bombardment, your cognitive defenses just slowly collapse. It's like the old analogy of boiling a frog in warm water. The victim loses the ability to distinguish reality long before they even realize they're trapped in the abyss.
Now, what's really interesting here is how this works in practice. Manipulators basically use three primary strategies. Think of these as progressively heavier layers of crushing, deep-sea pressure. We've got information distortion, emotional suppression, and finally, isolation and control. Each layer builds on the last, making it harder and harder to move, to think, and to just breathe freely. So let's explore these heavy currents one by one.
That first heavy layer is information distortion. Let's say reality is completely clear, like your partner agreeing to a weekend trip. But the distortion acts like a sudden, blinding cloud of sand in the water. The manipulator deliberately fabricates facts, or hides them, saying something like, "You've remembered wrongly. I never said that." They do this specifically to make you drift away from the solid anchor of reality, leaving you floating blindly in a sea of your own doubt.
Next, we sink a bit further into the dark with emotional suppression. This is where the manipulator belittles or ignores your feelings. They might tell you, "You're too sensitive. Why get angry over such a trivial matter?" This constant invalidation, it's like a heavy iron weight tied to your ankle. It gradually undermines your confidence and pulls you deeper into the cold, isolated depths where your emotions feel, well, completely meaningless.
And then we reach the most suffocating layer of pressure, isolation and control. The manipulator systematically cuts off your contact with the outside world. Maybe they prevent you from seeing friends, or maybe they spread rumors at work. Basically, they're cutting off your social oxygen. They create this dark and closed illusion where they whisper, "Only I understand you." And before you know it, you're trapped in their submarine, entirely reliant on them for air.
Section 2. Trenches of daily life. Scenarios of gaslighting.
Now that we've reached the ocean floor, the darkest point of self-doubt, let's see how this manifests in places we usually consider safe harbors. In intimate relationships, gaslighting is a terrifying predator in the deep. Just listen to this devastating claim: "You're nothing without me." Our sources detail a tragic example of a woman whose boyfriend constantly accused her of being too dependent, whispering this poison until she believed it. Under this relentless current, she eventually gave up her job and her social life entirely. She became consumed by this predator, totally isolated from anyone who might throw her a life preserver.
Sadly, this darkness bleeds into our workplaces too, creating toxic whirlpools in our careers. Supervisors might use their positional advantage to create a crushing downward pressure by saying things like, "Your proposal is too naive. Trust me, I'm right." They slowly strip subordinates of their professional confidence. Day by day, it prevents truly talented people from expressing their ideas, essentially pinning them to the bottom of the corporate sea, unable to rise. Even our family relationships can harbor these dangerous currents. Parents, often claiming it's for your own good, might systematically negate a child's choices. If a kid wants to study art, the constant refrain of, "Art has no future, you'll regret it," acts as a slow poison. It drips right into their consciousness, making the child deeply doubt their own interests and intuition. It inevitably pulls them away from their natural, vibrant course, steering them toward a much bleaker, prescribed path.
Section 3. Breaking the surface, identifying and escaping.
It's time to pivot our momentum upward. The ocean floor is dark and cold, but there's brilliant light above us. The journey back to the surface usually begins with a single urgent gasp for air. You might ask yourself, am I really wrong? Why am I the only one who thinks this way? Am I going crazy? When you start asking these questions, it's actually a crucial moment of clarity. It's the exact moment you realize you're suffocating, and you finally recognize the manipulated state you've been submerged in.
Escaping the deep requires a few steady, rhythmic kicks to reach the surface. Here are 3 crucial steps. Kick 1. Build self-awareness. You need to start recording your feelings and experiences. Objectively compare the facts against the manipulator's claims. This is exactly how you begin to untangle yourself from the kelp and seaweed of their lies. So the crucial point here is that you really can't make this swim alone. Kick 2 involves seeking external support. You have to break the illusion by communicating with trusted friends, family, or professional psychologists. Their objective feedback is the literal oxygen your brain needs to break the manipulator's suffocating illusion that they are the only ones who understand you. That fresh air, it finally clears your vision.
And kick 3 brings you all the way to the surface. Set boundaries and leave. You have to firmly tell the manipulator, I don't accept your accusations. Remember, true intimate relationships are built on respect. They float effortlessly in the light. Any relationship that constantly makes you doubt yourself is just a heavy anchor weighing you down. You absolutely must cut that rope and leave it behind on the ocean floor.
Section 4. Surviving the hidden violence. Take a deep breath. We've broken the surface, and we're safely back on dry land. Standing on this solid, unmoving ground, let's just calmly reflect on the journey we took. You know, this brilliantly illustrates the true horror of gaslighting. It is a hidden violence, like a treacherous underwater current. It leaves no obvious physical scars, but it causes deep, hard-to-heal psychological trauma. Remember, the malice belongs entirely to the manipulator. Safely back on the shore, we must always maintain our independent thinking and our inherent sense of self-worth.
As we close out this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought to gently wash over you. In the vast, sometimes complex and stormy waters of interpersonal relationships, how will you guard your own judgment? How will you protect your strong, beautiful inner self from the undertow? Keep a clear mind, trust your own compass, and never let anyone else pull you under. Thanks for exploring this topic with us today.